I think I can't necessarily talk about cash advances without what was going on around it. Really bad drug addiction issues at the time. If you've ever heard of like the Galaxy Gas trend on TikTok, I got addicted to that. And that's where the cash advance apps kind of came in. And when you have that sort of addiction, there is really nothing that your body wants more than to satisfy that by any means, even if it's shooting yourself in the foot. And I didn't even know these things existed until I saw a commercial for them. I think it was Chime that offered like the first commercial where it's like you can borrow like $100 and pay it back on your next check. And it's like, great, I can easily get $100 for drugs, right?
See, that's the downside of cash advances. Like, you can literally use it for anything.
Right. And even though the terms and conditions and a lot of them say you're not allowed to use it for like substances and stuff like that, nobody's checking. As soon as the check clears into your bank account, it's your money.
So let's go back a little bit. So what did your finances look like before this started? Were you living paycheck to paycheck? Did you have like a savings account?
I'd been living pretty paycheck to paycheck for a while. Before I had the nitrous oxide addiction, I was a rabid alcoholic. So substance abuse issues have been following me since like 2018 and have always been like all encompassing around this. So it had always been paycheck to paycheck. Before that, never really had much savings. Credit didn't look very good at all because a lot of cards are maxed out and stuff like that.
But I would say like the bad credit didn't influence using the cash advances, right? Because it was more like you saw the ad and were like, oh, this is a way to get easy money type of a thing versus like going that route because of your bad credit, if that makes sense.
I think it's a little bit of both because before I even knew what a cash advance was, I had a Capital One open and like have like a credit card. And it's like once I got to the point where those stopped being as available because, being maxed out to the limit, there's no more available credit anywhere else. These apps don't do a credit check.
It's very good for that.
Yeah.
You can use them like in any circumstance pretty much. Yeah. Okay, so that's how you started with the cash advance. Now, what happened? Like, did you get stuck in a cycle?
For the first month or two, I was really only using Earnin because with Chime, I didn't feel very comfortable having my direct deposit going towards there. So I was like, oh, I don't want to go with this one. Of course, I was served an ad for Earning next because I'd looked up Chime, and they require even less verification, and they don't even require a deposit. They just require you to enable always-on GPS access, and in some cases, an employer email, and they'll give you like $100 to $200 in like 20 minutes.
Is that what happened? Like when you first started using it, did it give you like a higher amount?
I think it started with 150.
Okay. Usually it's like in the 25 to 50 range.
It really depends on the app because after about a month or two, I just went into the app store on my phone and searched cash advance apps and just started downloading them all.
Yeah, somebody else I interviewed did the same thing. So
yeah,
you're not alone with that. Yeah. It gets like crazy. Is there a reason why you downloaded so many? Like, was the first one not enough or like not giving you as much as you needed, or like how did that kind of spiral into downloading more?
Yeah, I think it has to do with the fact that after repayment, there's not that much money left. So it's like, oh, I did actually need that extra $200 that Earnin just took out. What am I going to do about it? Oh, there's Grid. They're willing to give me $50. Well, that'll at least cover part of it. And it goes on and on until at one point, I actually ended up charging more than I had made in my check in cash advances. Yeah.
How did you handle that?
I did my first revocation of automatic clearinghouse authorization.
How did you learn how to do that? Like, how did you know?
the time, I didn't. I was looking up, this was MoneyLion during New Year of 2024 to 2025. They were doing a promo like every week where they would give like an extra $50 or $100, and like a cash advance that started out at like $200 eventually went up to $450. So that was the largest cash advance that I ever had outstanding, and that was the one that bounced because my paycheck for like that pay period was only like $1,000, and it went to Dave, Earnin, Grid, so many of them.
How did you know which apps to use? Like, did you just try all of them and then just use the ones that gave you the money, or?
Yeah, I literally just tried all of them and just used whatever approved me. I think there was a couple, like Vancy did not approve me. Credit Ninja did not approve me, though I did find out later they were a loan operator and not a cash advance app. Grant, one that's talked about a lot, didn't approve me. I don't think it's even available in my state, but yeah.
How many were you using at one time, would you say?
I think I was using like 12 at one time.
That's a lot.
Yeah, in hindsight, I didn't even know there were that many
Yeah.
to begin with. Like,
I know, there's like so many in the App Store too. It's like super easy. You just download all of them and be like, lots of money.
oh yeah, until your next check is $0. And then it feels like you have to take out the cash advance just to have access to your money.
Yeah, and that's how you get trapped.
Yeah.
So you had MoneyLion and it was $400, and then it bounced. So how did you figure out how to revoke the access from there?
I looked up their terms and conditions, and in their terms and conditions, it said if you want to revoke access at any time, we do not have a right to collect. You can just call this hotline number and you can revoke authorization. So I did, and crossed my fingers that it actually worked. And it's been like 8 months since then, and they still haven't made a charge.
Yeah, well, that's good. It must have worked. See, because most people don't go in and think to like read through the terms of service and stuff, and so they kind of like stay trapped in that cycle of feeling like they have to repay. And like a lot of people think it goes to like the credit bureaus or collections or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was good that you took the time to read through everything and then figure out how to legally stop it.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, I kept using other cash advance apps until like only a couple months ago.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, because part of it was I didn't know I could revoke on all of them.
Okay.
I thought I could only revoke on the one. And part of it was also, needing money to meet bills and still having that drug addiction looming in the background.
Have you gotten out of the cycle, or are you still working on it now?
I have gotten out of the cycle. I sent revocation emails around April to most cash advance, or actually all the cash advance apps I've been using. And the only one that had issues was Dave.
Yeah, Dave is a little bit tricky with that one. So I've heard.
I did not end up revoking technically, but I did technically get $218 from them.
Do you want to talk about how it happened?
Yeah, my name is in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau as filing a legal complaint against them for consumer protection, and I threatened to join the class action that is currently going on against Dave, because legally, if they're a loan servicer, they can't be calling themselves a cash advance. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, though, just shut the case down immediately. They were like, oh, you have an outstanding balance, we're not doing this. Not too long after they reached out, after I'd sent them an email saying, well, I'm just going to join the class action then, have fun. They sent an email back and were like, well, as a one-time courtesy to you and you only, we're going to just give you the money. I haven't heard of that happening to a lot of people, but I took that as an out. I immediately closed the account and haven't touched it since.
So that was good. Like, you were good to advocate for yourself on that one and get your money back.
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of fees, it's like $15, $20 a time. You take a cash advance from them, and doing that well over a year. It's not like I made any money on it.
When you used all of the apps, did you get the express fee, or did you like use just the standard?
I use the express fee. So
that's like adding up on top of subscription fees and stuff. Now you have the express fee on top of that.
Yep, which for a lot of them, a lot. I think earnings up to $6 for their express fee now. Yeah.
That definitely gives some context. So you revoked ACH access from everything. So are you like in the clear now, or do you still use advances, or what does it look like now for you?
I do still use one through Cash App. They recently approved something or other through there. Not happy about that.
Okay. So are you like trying to not use them anymore? Or do you think
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to break away from it, and it's one of those things where when it's come time to repay, it's like I can pay the balance, but then I need to fill up my gas tank. I need to buy groceries.
Do you have a plan to like get out of that cycle?
At the current moment, the only plan I have is wait for a paycheck where I have enough money for that and try to take smaller amounts if I need to take anything.
That makes sense. Would you, going back, what would you have done differently to like try to avoid the cycle? And do you have advice for anyone who might be like in your position where they're starting to take out like multiple cash advances? Like, what would you tell them to kind of avoid that, getting trapped like that?
I would just say never to start with them in the first place. But if you are caught in it, revoke as soon as possible. Like a lot of people, and I'm pretty active in r/cash advance apps. Like a lot of people think they can like pay it back, and I get the impetus to want to, but there's no getting out of that hole once you've gotten so many of them.
How do you think it's safe to use like one at a time? Like, do you think there's a specific number that would be safer to kind of avoid that from happening? Or do you think just like stay away from all of them is best?
I mean, as somebody who uses one, I don't know. It kind of just feels like at the time it was like the extra amount of money, but now it feels like I'm paying 5% on a principal amount every time I need to access my pay. It doesn't feel like it's worth it. It feels like I'm paying a bank a fee to access money that I'm being paid.
That makes so much sense. So is that like overall, would you say like your view on cash advances is like more negative?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty negative.
It's hard. Like it can totally like ruin your finances. Totally agree with you on that it has like a lot of downsides to it.
Yeah, just absolutely totaled my finances.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're starting to get out of it, you know? Like you revoked a lot of access from like a lot of the apps and now you have one.
The unfortunate thing is they never stop texting. Some of them will never stop texting. Like Bright and Albert will never stop texting you. They will send you a message at least once a week saying, "Hey, you have a balance with us. This isn't a collection notice, but we know you owe us money."
Gosh, that's so pain. Do they all like message you constantly?
Not every app does that, but
Okay.
like those two specifically do.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Have you tried like blocking them?
Yeah. Every time I get the number, I report it as spam and delete it, and they just change the
Oh
number.
my gosh, that's actually crazy though.
Bright especially will change the number every time to do it.
Which one is it? Bright?
Bright, yeah.
Bright one. I just did a video on them, like reviewing them. So that's really good
Really?
to know that they do that.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that. They also have one of the higher end subscription fees. When I was using it, it was $9 a month on top of a $4 express fee. And they usually only give like $50 to $60 for a cash advance.
So that's like a huge chunk of it just taken out in fees.
Yeah, like a third of it is just fees and subscription.
Yeah. When you use the apps, like the first time you took out an advance, did they all give you high amounts or were there some that were just like super low?
Earnin doesn't have any subscription to it. Dave has a dollar subscription. Like both of those have pretty high fees that they make you take out. Like I know Dave makes you take out like up to $12 of fees for like an $150 advance. Empower, now Tilt, I keep forgetting that they changed their name. They charge somewhere in the neighborhood of like $10 to $12 for a subscription, though I think they were better on the express fees. It's been a while since I've used them. They were one I didn't actually end up revoking. I ended up repaying, closing my account, and they had a hard limit on the amount of times you could open and close an account in a year, which ended up saving me in a way because I kind of ended up paying them back and then cutting myself off from ever using them again.
Yeah,
Which
so
is,
now you got another advance.
yeah, I'm like barred from taking out another advance until 2026. And it's like, that's been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, there you go. So how long did it take from you to like start using it, the advances, like where it was out of control? Like, was it a short period of time or did it take several months for that to happen?
I'd say about 2 months.
That is not a lot of time.
No, it was like within 4 pay periods, it was out of control.
Yeah, because like a lot of people will be like, well, you just got to watch like how much you take out. Like these apps will only give you a low amount at first. And like it takes a lot of time to build it up. But it sounds they were giving you higher amounts like from the very beginning.
Yeah, they all use some form of played connection in order to connect to your bank account, see what your monthly transaction history is. And if you have like certain income thresholds, that's how they determine how much to give you. So like at least with my income from working, it's enough that they were like, oh, you're probably going to be able to repay this. Like we can give you like $100 and we could take the risk.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Do you have any like comments or anything else you want to say about the cash advances? Anything you want to tell people who might be where you are?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess I'd just reiterate it's better to never start than it is to try and get out of it. I mean, it's not impossible to get out of, but it's better never to even try. I hate knowing that I know that these things exist, right?
Yeah, because it's like addictive too.
It is. And I mean, some of these literally put games in them. Like, I think Super and Grid have games that they try to get, and Clover. I always forget about Clover. Yeah, so many of them have games where they try to make you earn tokens to like get cash advances. And it's like you have to waste time during the day just to get an amount of money. Like, isn't that just a job?
That is true. That is a good perspective to have. Totally get your perspective on that, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying as well.